yet? I can't hear you. We are live? Bam! There's Mo Miller. Shit, how come I can't hear? Rodecaster Pro speaker. Now can I hear?
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can. Can you hear me, Ryan? I could barely hear Mo, though.
Hold on, one moment.
Oh, nice of you to get
What's up?
sexy.
I thought Rosemary was gonna be on, so I won't have my shirt off.
she might be watching.
I hope so.
She came over to my house and sat on the couch and watched some of the early fights and then watched your fight.
Oh, good. She sent some comments on one of my posts, and I thanked her.
She was chiming in on she was doing all that rhetoric that you say when someone loses. Oh, it was really brave of him to get in there.
What they say to the losers. It's okay. I'll take it.
Can you hear me? Is this not loud enough still?
No, it's still not loud enough, Mo. It's you know what? Go to that speaker. Maybe you've chosen the wrong speaker. You see that little speaker button down on the bottom? No, I'm still barely hear you. Can you like choose a different? What is there a microphone on those headphones? No.
Doesn't look like
it. Now you're muted, but if you click it and hold it, do you get some other choices for mics? Oh shit, Ryan, we went over 9,000 subscribers. It's bad to the bone.
Congrats.
Thanks, dude. How many subscribers you got on your YouTube channel? You got more than 9,000?
YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a few.
Ouch. I know you do. Got a big old YouTube channel.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick.
You do it. I'm gonna take a sip of my Good Dude's coffee.
Yeah, buddy.
While Mo figures this out. Well, Mo. Yeah, maybe ditch the headphones and try just doing the whole thing. Yeah, unplug the headphones and maybe just choose microphone. Choose the microphone for your computer because last time your audio was great, Mo.
What did it sound like now?
It's just I can barely hear you. We have maybe there's some sort of. Do you see any troubleshooting you can help him out with, Ryan?
I'm not sure why it's.
Okay. Oh, when you click on that speaker button, what's it chosen as the as your microphone? What's the?
It's a speaker button and a mic button.
Are there any other choices besides what you've chosen?
Yeah.
Choose like the default Mac Pro speaker, or default whatever.
So this is the default one. I'm not sure.
Okay.
This one is communications right now.
Okay. Oh, sorry, not the speaker. Sorry, the microphone one. Is that the one you're choosing? The one on the left? Oh, it says his mic is off. Now you're muted. I'm sweating because I just worked out and now I'm stressing. It's a double sweat. Communications microphone. Oh, there we go. That might be it, Mo. Let's hear. Damn, no.
That's so weird. Yeah, it sounds like you're literally. It sounds like you're like 2 rooms back.
Someone said there's a typo. I don't see a typo. Josh, I'm completely surprised with your boxing abilities you gained in just 6 months. Amazing, right? You were truly an all-around athlete.
Thank you.
From Ignacio Perfecto. You think that's really the guy's last name?
Definitely.
Definitely. Perfetto. I just put in the ecto. Perfetto.
Is this live?
This is live. Oh, shit. Last time I interviewed you, you had a black eye on your right eye. Now you got a black eye on your left eye.
I got this guy, and he's actually up here too. He got me good. They definitely He squared me up a few times, man.
You got angry a couple times, huh?
I tried not to. I tried to stay calm and collected. One of the best pieces of advice I ever got, that I thought I got, was when you get hit, don't think that you have to hit him back right away. Right? Stay calm and collected, and understand that it's a game. It's a chess match, and just because you get hit doesn't mean you have to hit him back right away. So I didn't try to. I think I lost my composure a couple times where I wanted to just knock him out, but you know, I tried to back off. I'd like catch myself in the moment.
He connected once, and then you kind of chased him across the ring, throwing punches. For sure. I'm like, oh, Josh is pissed. Even my mom said, oh, Josh is angry.
Probably.
His height was an issue, huh?
His jab was longer than I thought it would be. I stayed at his end range, which was really bad. Bad on my part. I kept thinking in my head, I gotta get inside, and and my head movement towards the back later rounds started to slow. My feet got heavy. And that's where I felt like I lost it. Was I just stayed at his end range, and he hit me a few times, and I wasn't able to get inside, and I couldn't get him against the ropes, which I tend to do with all of my sparring partners. I always get him up against the ropes, and I kind of wail on him. And he would move off pretty quick whenever I pressure him. So that was throwing me a little bit.
Mo, how was the do we have your audio?
How did that sound?
Sounds a little better.
Mo, move your face right up to the computer. I want to see if it's the mic. Just get really close to it. Now,
Hello?
no, it's still really low, right? So it's almost like it's a volume issue, like in the settings. Do you have an iPhone? Oh no, and you have a Droid, huh, Mo?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we.
Not without the headphones. It says everything is like up, like turned up. I'm not sure.
Let me see that input output. I can't click on any of those for you from where I'm at. Well, shit. Do you have any thoughts, Ryan? Can you guys hear Mo okay, or is it just us? Can any of you guys hear him? They can't hear Mo at all? Or do they hear him just how we hear him? Okay. And now he's muted. Unmute yourself for a second, Mo. I think Mo is muted right there.
Yeah, now he's off.
Can they hear me now?
Just barely. Is that the same computer you were using last time?
Same headphones.
That's weird.
I know. I'm not sure if another app.
But you can hear us okay?
I don't know what's.
Mo, you can hear us okay?
Yeah.
No, he is very quiet. Well, shit. Sorry, Mo. I don't know what to do about this. This is we're gonna have to reschedule with you.
All right.
I mean, you're welcome to hang out and like laugh at Josh, but damn, that sucks.
I know. I'm at work right now too.
That sucks, man. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
it says everything's connected.
Did you? What kind of computer do you have?
Oh, he's saying someone said have him call in. I can try that. Should we try that's a great idea from the Wad Zombie. I can give you a phone number. That's a fucking brilliant idea. I'm glad I thought of that.
Mo, how you doing, man?
You can
Other than
hear
that,
me.
yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead. How you doing? You good?
Yeah, good. My head is up.
Head up, yeah, man. I haven't got to watch the fight yet. I'm excited to. I'm gonna watch it tonight, and watch my own fight. I haven't watched that either, but I'm excited to see it, man. I mean, I heard it was great. It sucks that sorry I didn't get the UFC contract, but man, it's just the beginning, right?
Yeah, I don't feel no type of way about it. Yeah, my head is up. I'm still undefeated. Like,
Fuck yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you still are undefeated. That's right. That's right.
so I'm not down on myself at all.
Hell yeah.
I'm
We just
trying to
learn.
find this.
We get to
I'm
learn
trying
and
to
move
find
on,
this
right?
phone
Go do
number.
something. Continue down this fucking path of crushing shit.
Right?
Mo, do you have your phone there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you this phone number to call.
Okay.
Okay, it's 928.
Uh-oh, you might want to text it to him.
No, it's
we
okay. Adam.
might get other
Fuck
people
'em.
calling.
That's fine. Let them call. Fucking hang up. We'll go over their house and beat their ass. 928 583 3903. Okay, and then you want to mute your computer now, and let's see how that works.
But then how would I hear you?
Can is that better? Can you hear? Oh, I see what you're saying. Do you hear him on the phone now? Oh, hold on.
Just mute your mic on the computer.
Oh, right. Damn, we're smart as shit.
Well, now we're getting an echo.
Is it
Is it echo?
Yeah.
You'll still be able to hear both of us. You can mute your computer. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you through my phone.
Okay, and you can mute your speaker and your mic now on your computer. And you can even put shit, we're good.
I think he's gonna want to mute his speaker too.
Yeah. Mute his speaker and his mic.
So
Yep, we
is
hear
it
you good
still
now.
echoing?
Yep. You can even put your phone on speaker mode if you want, if it's better for you, easier.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mo Miller is 6-0.
Yep.
Undefeated in his professional career. He was on the Contender Series 2 weeks ago. He fought two Tuesdays. The Tuesday before Josh fought? Or 2 Tuesdays?
No, last Tuesday.
Okay, so just the Tuesday before Josh fought, he fought on ESPN. I watched the fight. He fought a dude who was a great fighter, a fucking great fighter, but I'm pretty sure, Mo, you dominated every round, right? It was 30-27?
Yep.
And the weird thing is that Dana White even acknowledged that Stipe Miocic, the greatest heavyweight in the history of all combat sports, even spoke to Dana White and said, "Hey, I personally know Mo Miller and vouched for him and said the kid's ready to go to the UFC." But for some reason, it wasn't enough for Dana to give Mo the contract. And here's Mo, third time on the Sevan Podcast, and I'm tickled. I think I'm the shit because I got Josh and Mo on here now.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead.
You're like, you have a question or what? So tell me about the setup about going out there. So like walk us through that. Do they get you a good plane ticket? Does someone pick you up from the airport? Like, tell me, like, what day do you fly in? Like, walk us up to like the minute you fought.
Okay, so I got there the Saturday before. We just basically checked in, did corona test in a grocery shop, and we chilled that day. Sunday, my coaches got in. We worked out, focused on losing weight and resting. Monday was weigh-in day, so made weight. Got some food in us and chilled to the fight. Then fight day, they picked us up around 2 p.m. The fight started at 5, so we got there, drug test, corona test, and we just kind of sat in the back until our fight was called. There was 6 fights on the card.
There were 6 fights on the card?
Yeah, I was a co-main. And, 5 contracts were awarded, and I was the only one that didn't get.
I know, crazy that heavyweight got it and you didn't get it. So let's go back. So when you fly Saturday, how much are you weighing?
Saturday, I was probably like 45.
And you fight at 135.
Uh-huh.
And you're 5'9"?
Yes.
Okay, so is that what you wanna? Is that where you want to be on Saturday? The Saturday before a Tuesday fight? Do you want to be 145?
Yeah. I don't like to sit on weight for that long, if that makes sense. So maybe like 44, maybe not 45, but yeah, that was.
What do you mean? No, that doesn't make sense to me. I'm not a fighter like you and Josh. What does that mean? You don't want to sit on weight?
I mean, he's basically saying that what he's saying is he's going to cut water weight. Water weight is basically, he's like, I'm going to sit at 45 that's the weight he's going to sit at. And then the rest of it's water weight he's cutting, right? So he's willing to cut 10 pounds of water weight.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't want to sit at 136.
Oh,
for that long. You know what I mean? So I don't want to just sit on that weight. So I like to be a little heavier, but like in striking distance. You know what I mean? And then I probably like to go to bed a pound over. So if I got to weigh in 136, I like to go to bed at 37 and then float that pound overnight and wake up on weight or close to it.
Is it stressful every time at weigh-ins? Like, even if you know you're at the right weight, is it like shit? Like getting an AIDS test? You're like, I haven't had sex in 4 years, but I'm still nervous. Like that kind of.
No, because I know. Okay, so I know I'm gonna make the weight. You know what I mean? Where I struggle at is not struggle, but every now and then is the rehydration part.
Oh.
So putting the weight back on and doing it the right way.
Wait, what do you mean? Why? Why can't you just don't you just walk off the scale and someone hands you like a milkshake and you just start putting it on?
I guess it's that easy as it sounds. But for me, it's not. You do it a certain way. You can't just shove food. You know what I mean? Because your body gotta get back hydrated.
Did you and Brandon see each other between Saturday and Tuesday? Did you run into each other in the hotel at all?
Nope. I never. I think they put us on two separate sides. The first time I seen them was weigh-ins.
Josh shared a bedroom with his guy.
Jealous? Are you jealous? It is such a different world. It is a completely different world. I literally we ate every one of our meals together. Like we chatted. We literally were sitting there chatting 5 minutes before the fight, or not 5 minutes. 5 minutes before we taped our hands. Like it just wasn't the same. It was I don't know. Like I didn't have any issues with going once I was in the ring. I wanted to kill him, But before that and after, I didn't care at all. Like it was business, and I didn't need to get into the mindset like I hate this guy, because I can flip the switch immediately. I have that capability, and so. But I understand everyone there, all the real boxing people. Like there was a YouTube guy that has a big boxing show, and he was just baffled at all of this. He thought we were literally going to go in there and have some choreographed dance off kind of thing. And I'm like, no, buddy, trust me. When I get in that ring, I'm going to try to take his head off.
Josh, do you think you guys did a good job?
I wasn't happy with the outcome. Obviously, I felt like I definitely I should have made some adjustments in the ring, but I wasn't disappointed. I didn't think we went out. I didn't think we put on a bad show. I didn't think either of us looked like we didn't know what we were doing or we hadn't trained for it. I feel like we displayed what we were able to accomplish in a very short period of time from going from 0 to what we had in 6 months. And so that's kind of the only thing I hoped people understood was neither of us expected to go out there and look like professional boxers or even good boxers. We went out there and we showed you what you can do if you have 0 experience in this game and you get about 6 months of training. And I thought we did a good job at that.
I thought the two strong suits were Jacob's jab.
Yep.
It looked like a fucking real jab.
Yeah, it was good.
And your head movement and your footwork. I thought those two things stood out to me, and I was like, shit, this looks like a real boxing match. But it did look like you were fighting a guy who was just too big and too long.
His weight affected me more than I thought it would. 100%.
And that's interesting because that means that it really did look like boxing. Some of even the stuff, and this isn't to dig at Jake Paul, but even like those fights didn't look like boxing, some of his early ones. I mean, I guess the Logan Mayweather one looked a little bit more like boxing, but you could argue that Floyd's so good that he carried that for both of them. But usually, you would have expected it to be more like when Jake Paul fought Nate Robinson, or Jake Paul fought Nate Robinson. It was just kind of like
swinging.
Yeah, just swinging. And it didn't look like that. I'm going to get in trouble for this one. It didn't look like a girl fight.
I remember, I think I said it on one of our shows, me, you, and the Josh Sevan Matt show or whatever. I wanted to learn how to box, and I wanted it to be a boxing match. My goal in there was to outbox him. I wasn't going in there to knock him out and try to prove a point hey, I'm really tough. I wanted to go in there and I wanted to learn the sport of boxing. And I feel like we accomplished that. I feel like that's what me and Jacob both did.
God, this guy saved the show by suggesting that Mo call in.
He
The
did, man, he did.
zombie dude. How are those dudes' kicks, man? That dude had the fucking thickest legs, that guy you fought, Mo. And when he first kicked you a few times, I never saw you flinch, but man, they were loud. By the way, that was a huge problem with the recording of your fight, Josh. There was no mic in the ring. So it was like watching a silent film. Mo, there was a mic in your ring. Those kicks were did those hurt? Those were crazy when he would kick you.
No, I got skinny legs, but they strong. So like, I already knew most people, they don't know how to beat me yet. You know what I mean? I got skinny legs, so I already knew that was coming one of these days. You know what I mean? Like most people will focus on that and see if I would break like that, but they didn't hurt. You know what I mean? I think Strong Style did a great job of like conditioning me, and we kick legs a lot. You know what I mean? So I know how to slide out the way or stay firm whenever they're coming. You know what I mean? And I knew that's all he wanted to do. So yeah, he didn't hurt me. My legs weren't sore after the fight. I knew they were coming, so I don't think they look better to the judge.
Did you know that the whole fight that you were going to win? Did you have that confidence, just like all 3 rounds? I'm winning this. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I knew he was good, but like I don't.
He was undefeated. He was undefeated too. For people who don't know, he's 5-1 and 5-0 in his profession. Now 5-1, but Mo was 5-0. So they both went in 5-0, which is pretty awesome. Sorry, Mo. Go ahead.
I knew he was good. So like I mentioned before, the rehydration process. So that I did it wrong, and I'm just gonna say that. I don't want to explain how I did it or whatever.
Yeah, you don't need to keep that to yourself. Keep those notes to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know I did.
You were trying to rehydrate using enemas. You were squirting water in your ass instead of drinking it. Is that like what do you mean you were doing it wrong?
Kinda. Kinda. So like you can't.
You got to drink it here, Mo, in the front.
So it's a process of how you do it. You know what I mean? So I don't want to make no excuses. It is what it is. But I didn't feel how I normally feel, and I knew that. So like going into that fight.
When you say that, you mean you felt slower, you felt heavier, your brain didn't feel as sharp. Like, what do you mean? What didn't you feel?
I felt like perfect, but the energy level.
Okay.
You know, I didn't feel all the way back up like I normally. So, like shape wise, I was fine. Everything was fine. No injuries, no nothing. So I was super excited, but I was lazy on the rehydration process. I'll say that, and that affected me. And I knew. So in the locker room, so on a show like this, is performance based. So I kind of made the decision I had to win. You know what I mean? Still. So to answer your question, yes, I knew how to beat that guy, and I fought that way. I knew I could finish him, but my energy levels, I didn't trust him, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I knew I had to win.
Did you have a plan? Go ahead, Josh. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I think people need to people who don't know about cutting weight or what it does to the body and how it affects it, man. It's like it is the most draining thing that you can do to yourself. And if you don't rehydrate or get that energy level back, it is crushing. I remember wrestling, and like I remember the first time I cut to my senior year in high school, I was wrestling 35 most of the year, and so you have to wrestle half the season or just over half the season for whatever you're going to wrestle at state. And so I remember my first cut down to 30, and it was the first time I lost that year because the same thing, like I just didn't get my energy levels back, and I was just exhausted from cutting, man. It is so hard on the body to do that, and it's tough.
You can't just drink more caffeine, Mo. You couldn't just be like, okay, I'm gonna drink a 5-hour energy drink for no.
That's more hydrate. Yeah, it's dehydrating.
Yeah, UFC don't allow caffeine.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, so I'm sitting back there. So like it just so I knew I did it wrong, and that's the only That's the only thing I'm mad about because I know how much time my coaches put in. You know what I mean? And my conditioning coaches. So I knew I was conditioned to get the finish. You know what I mean? Brandon Lewis was not the hardest fight I ever fought. You know what I mean? I'm coming off 4 straight finishes. That's tougher with people. He was good, but like I knew I had to fight a certain way based on circumstances, and that could have cost me. I think I still had a good fight though. Like I dominated every position. You know what I mean? It's just pulling the trigger on a finish, and on a show like that, that's what you want to do. You know what I mean?
You did dominate every single round, but that guy's no bitch. That guy is fucking good. He brought his game. He was confident the entire fight. He didn't give up. I mean, you were having your way with him, but fuck, man, that was. I mean, at least from the spectator's point of view, that guy looked fucking legit, and he was in great shape. And when you say that, do you think if you would have finished him, it would have been a submission or it would have been a knockout?
I would land either way, either one. I think he did a good job of not the fight looked the way it did because when I had him on the ground, he wouldn't turn. You know what I mean? Like, because I would have definitely finished him. You know, if you look at the first round when I got that position, I almost finished. You know what I mean? And then he rolled to his back to play guard, so he more so just holding me and keeping me in this position. So it looked like I'm holding him down, but if you watch the fight again, he's holding me down.
For sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm spending time trying to because every time I broke loose, I was able to elbow him or strike him but he was holding me, and that was to protect himself.
Right.
You know what I mean? If he would have rolled over, I would have finished him submission or whatever. But he played his back, and his coaches was telling him, you got to scramble up, you got to wrestle back, you can't play like jiu-jitsu. So I felt like I was getting penalized for how good I am. You know what I mean? He could have made adjustments and made the fight more exciting because if somebody's holding me down like that, I'm going to get out or try and get up or I'm not going to play guard.
You had all the ground control time, right? He had 0 and you had 6 minutes or something, right? I mean, it was a lot.
He had 0 any control.
Right.
On the feet or anything.
Right. When Dana says, so you win the fight and then when you don't get it, is that and you're sitting there, is that emotional? Like, do you want to cry? Do you want to scream? Do you want to, or how do you handle that?
No, because, one, it ain't gonna hit me right there. But I already knew it. You know what I mean? Like just the way he was talking. And if you watch me get my hand raised, there's no excitement. You know what I mean? Because I knew how I felt. You know what I mean? So I knew it was a chance, especially with 6 fights. You know what I mean? So but I also knew how I felt. So I am proud of myself because I still whooped his butt and I didn't even feel great. You know what I mean? So that confirms what level I'm on. You know what I mean? And nobody would know or nobody could tell, but I know, and I know how I felt. So I know he got lucky. You know what I mean?
Josh,
so, Dana,
go ahead. Sorry, man. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
With Dana, it's a show. So I knew it could go either way once I didn't get the finish. And I knew he didn't land much on me and nothing changed as far as my attitude towards the sport because he didn't win 1 round. So nobody showed me I wasn't ready for the UFC. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that sucked. You know, I mean, you go out there and you get the victory, and you could have done a few extra things and probably could have gotten it. But exactly like you're saying, you didn't lose. You won. You won handedly. You won easily. I can't wait to watch it. But man, it's and there's always gonna more opportunities will come, and that's and obviously you're ready. So I'm excited for you, man.
Josh, going into the 6th round, did you know you were losing?
I wasn't really trying to keep track of the rounds. I thought that the first couple rounds I definitely thought that I'd won those 2 rounds. After the 2nd round, I definitely felt like I didn't win the 3rd round or 4th round. and I wasn't sure. I think there was a round in there where I felt like it was close, so I wasn't really sure. When the fight ended, I didn't feel like I won it. You know, I was in my head. I was like, I didn't win that fight. I didn't win the boxing match. You know what I mean? So, I wasn't. To be honest, I wasn't upset because I'm not a professional fighter, right? It was like, and I was giving up weight. Not like again, I'm not making excuses. I was giving up weight and size. I was just excited. I was happy.
You
The
seemed excited. You didn't seem bummed.
Yeah, I wasn't. I really wasn't. I wasn't bummed. I was bummed for like a second, right? When he raised Jacob's hand, I was bummed for like 1 second, and then I was like, you know what? Who gives a shit? In the end, I had a great time. I had a great
Ooh.
experience. I got this wild ride that millions of people would kill to have, and I got it, and I took the opportunity. A million people might want that opportunity. I don't know how many of them would actually take it, and that's what I thought was cool, is the fact that I actually went in there and made this shit happen, and we did it. And you know what? Yeah, I lost, but I didn't get knocked. I didn't get knocked out. I didn't look stupid.
Did you try to knock him out in the 6th round knowing? Did you go extra hard in the 6th round?
I threw some overhands for sure. I threw a couple overhands to try to get him to try to at least put him on the canvas, hoping that one of them would land square. And I knew that if I threw my right hand, and if it landed squarely, it might put him on the ground. But so I threw it a few times. I didn't land it square enough, and so. But yeah, I didn't think I was up going into the 6th round, to answer your initial question.
Did you play it safe in the 3rd round, Mo, or are you still? Or were you thinking in the 3rd round at all? Okay, I dominated just those 2 rounds. Do you have to play? In your mind, were you playing the balancing act between trying to get the contract and making sure to keep the O?
No, see, that's not the reason. I literally did. I don't want to keep making this excuse, but everybody want to know why I fought that way, and I literally didn't have the energy. You know what I mean? So like,
right.
Yes, once I was up 2-0, why risk it? You know what I mean? Which
right.
That hurts me, but like,
no, I get it.
If I go for the finish then, and I really run out of energy, and he finished me, y'all gonna be like, well, why didn't you was up 2 rounds? Why didn't you know what I mean? Wrestle him or tie him up or whatever. So I knew how to get the win. You know what I mean? And that's how I know how good I am, because it went exactly how I thought it would in that circumstance. Like, nothing changed, because I know how good of a fighter is. No matter the commentary, they only think I'm a wrestler. You know what I mean? But wrestlers know. That's why they don't take fights with me. You know what I mean? Because they know I can stand up. You know what I mean? I don't think I have any weaknesses. They thought my legs were my weakness. You know what I mean? I'm glad that he chopped away at him to show that that's not a weakness either. So like, I don't know what to take away from it. I definitely learned a lot in that fight, and I will get better. But I feel like I lost, but I did. You know what I mean? And I don't think I should feel like that, because
I don't think you should either.
Yeah, I just beat an undefeated fighter who nobody else could finish, or nobody else could even beat. You know what I mean? So,
and what's the difference? The only difference is there is a chance that your next fight will again be with the UFC. You might get called to the Contender Series again, right away.
Or and sometimes they can even use you as like a fill-in and stuff like that, right? It's not like just because you don't get that contract doesn't mean you'll never fight for the UFC.
Well, Dana even said that he'll I'm pretty sure this guy's gonna end up fighting for the UFC.
Yeah, they graded me at 8.
That's so crazy. It's crazy that they do that, but then they don't give you the contract. It just doesn't make much sense. It's like maybe there's just, I don't know how the UFC works. Obviously, I'm just some idiot in the background who watches, but maybe there was I don't even want to.
Well, it's a tough way.
I don't even want to attempt to know.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. What it looks like from the outside. The reason why they gave the heavyweights and the women the contracts more easy is because the bench isn't as deep. I mean, let's face it. The bet 135, 145, 155.
Yeah, man.
Dude, those classes are just there's dudes just falling out of the trees.
That don't matter though.
No, it doesn't.
No, it shouldn't matter to you. No, it shouldn't matter to you. Yeah.
I want them to give me one of those guys. Give me somebody you know can beat.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. So I can show you how good I am. Like, they're giving me 50-50 fights, and I'm blowing these dudes out. Like, not to sound cocky, but I almost got to start being cocky now. You know what I mean?
Well, no, you got
They
you
don't believe.
not cocky but confident, right? Like you have to be able to say that, hey,
Yeah.
I'm fucking good enough to be in the UFC because you are, you know,
I am.
and you have to believe that to get there, anyways. Like if you didn't, then they sure shit wouldn't want you, you know. So I wouldn't say it's being cocky at all. Like I would be talking just the same way you are if I was in your position.
Yeah.
Mo, when you see someone, this is kind of off subject a little bit, but you see someone like Sugar Shane and people are criticizing him for not taking bigger fights. Like me, I'm like, no, I don't blame him. I would fucking just keep taking just do the bare minimum that my contract requires me, just build my way up as slowly as I can, keep making it till I'm like, you know what I mean? 25-1 or whatever, you know, I think he has one loss. Like, do you have a problem with that? Taking that route?
I don't have a problem taking that route if you really one of those guys. You know what I mean? If you, O'Malley ain't, I don't want to hate on him, but he my weight class, so I don't support him.
Right.
He not really one of those dudes. It's, the hype is over him. You know what I mean? Like his ways to beat him. It's clear ways to beat him. You know what I mean? So you gotta take if he's bringing in fans, you gotta take your time with somebody like that.
You're saying that if he gets in there with TJ, it's
yeah, he gonna lose. Like I believe in myself with any wrestler, boxer, strong, short, tall, fast, slow, kicker, puncher, jiu-jitsu. You can throw me in there with any of them and I'm gonna be 100% confident. Him, you can't do that. I can name 5 disciplines you can't. They gotta be short, they gotta be weak, they gotta be old, they gotta be, you know what I mean?
Hey, are you describing me right now, man? Come on.
He did.
What the fuck,
Short and
bro?
old. He did.
You know what I mean?
Not weak, but just short and old.
Yeah. So like that's why I know I'm real. You know what I mean? And I know I don't fear no man. I know he fears people. I know he don't want to get in there with certain people.
Most people are. Like, most people, exactly. Most people will only take fights they know they will win. And I think that's what separates the good from the great. You know, great men are going to go out and fight anybody that's willing to step in front of them. Good men will only fight people who they think are going to beat.
Yeah, and he got to be the perfect matchup for him. So I don't really support him because he's my weight. I don't support nobody my weight.
Yeah. Fuck them all. Fuck them all, Mo. Burn them to the ground, baby.
Yeah, now it's not, especially now.
Josh, how many pounds more did Jacob, not this kilogram shit, how many more American pounds did he weigh than you? Do you know?
Believe I weighed in at 74 kilos, I think. Which is, let me see.
74.
Maybe Ryan's doing the math too. I just see the top of his head.
I think it's
no, I weighed in more than that then. I think I weighed in like 167 or 8. So I don't know what it was in kilos, but he weighed in at 84 kilos. 185, basically.
So is that 11 pounds more?
No. I weighed like 167 or 168, and he weighed 184. So like
almost 20 pounds, 18 pounds.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was definitely a size. Like it like I said, I didn't think his weight would affect me as much, but I felt it. I felt it for sure. His punches were landing.
He was a pressure fighter.
What's that?
He was coming forward. He was coming forward a lot.
Yeah, he was. His pressure was there. And I felt like my head movement was good off the bat, and I felt like my head movement definitely got slower towards the background, and I kept going straight back, which I needed to go more lateral. I needed to go side to side more to change directions on him, and I didn't. My coach was telling me to every fucking round, and I was thinking in my head, yes, do it, go get side to side, and but yeah, I mean, it was I was impressed by Jacob, to be honest. I was impressed by him. He did a great job. You could tell he took it serious, and he trained really hard for it, and it showed.
Mo, would you ever go up to 145?
I fought every fight in amateurs at 145. Pro is a little different because a lot of those guys up there can weigh like 170. I can't get that high.
Yeah.
So if I could, the weight cut ain't bad. You know what I mean? For 35, and I had it down with my coaches, but they weren't there, the people who normally do it. So I kind of did it by myself, and I did it wrong. I know I did it wrong. So the weight cut is not bad. I would go 45. If I'm fighting another guy like my size, you know what I mean? Like, but probably not because they cut too much weight.
At 5'9", you're probably a taller 35-pounder, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm tall and long as 45.
Yeah.
I definitely can.
I'm sorry, 30,
I mean?
35 at 35, right? Yeah, 35. Like you
Yeah.
have to be. You're probably on the tall spectrum of that weight class.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the UFC though, man, like you said, people
Sandhagen though, he's
Yeah.
like 6 foot, isn't he? Isn't Sandhagen 6 foot?
Yeah, but he weak.
Love it.
You know?
What did
He's too
what?
weak, you know what I mean? So like that's
Yeah.
why he was getting controlled. He was getting controlled by like TJ.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? TJ too small.
6 foot, man. Being 6 foot 135 is insane to me. I couldn't imagine. That's a bag of bones.
Are you gonna fight again, Josh?
If the opportunity comes, I would do it again. Yeah, it was an experience, man, and the thrill walking into that ring was like nothing else I can describe. I was in heaven, and I loved it. I loved every second of it, to be honest. Like I wasn't like there was like
You want to fight again?
I would, yeah, for sure. If I found the right opponent, I would definitely want it to be kind of squared up with the weight, right? Like I think that I didn't realize that how much it would affect the fight, the outcome, and not putting Jacob down because he did great, but it definitely played a role where more than I thought it would. And but it'd be cool to fight someone my weight, my size, and see how that would play out, you know.
Think about Logan Paul. Mayweather gave up 30 pounds.
But that's Floyd
Skill
Mayweather's.
level.
Yeah, the skill
I
levels.
know.
The skill levels are insane, and and for us it was fairly even skill level and he just had 18 pounds on me. So,
Mo, do you have a date that you would like to fight? Like, are you eager just to get back in now?
Yeah, I'm ready to. I know they don't still believe in me, and I know I didn't show everything I can do. So I told my manager I want to fight by November before Thanksgiving. Like I want to fight like ASAP.
So
I'm not hurt.
You tell Jason House that? Is that who you tell that to? And then what's he say when you tell your manager that?
He just come up with options, and I talked to him a couple hours ago. He gave me some options, and I don't care which options they are. I said yes to them all, just whichever one he thinks is the best or best route. Opponent don't matter. I believe in myself, so I know I can win the next fight. Yeah, so whatever he come up with, I want to fight by November. I want to just power through this, take this week off, and then hop right back in there. Because I don't know why I feel like I lost, but like this is what I would do if I lost. So.
Yeah, well, you lost. You probably feel like you lost because you didn't get what you wanted, right? You went in and you got the W, but you had a goal, and it was to make like UFC contract. So I get
you
that.
went to
right?
prom, but you came home and your condom was still closed.
Man, it's
Right.
yeah, it's all right though. You're gonna fucking go out and you're gonna do great things, and I'm excited to see where it goes, man. That's for sure.
Appreciate it.
It's interesting too because you have a fight manager, and Josh has a manager who's like looking for like deodorant commercials and selling coffee and fights and like
Not anymore.
mustache
I'm
wax.
big time fight guy. Big time fight guy now.
Like Josh could do a pillow fight. Like he's like his manager will do anything with him. Josh, have you talked about being back on the card for when Thor fights Eddie Hall in March? Is there any chance of that?
That was in my contract. I made sure that was in my contract where I had the first right to refusal. So I have a spot on that card if I want it.
Okay, so we just
now
need to find
someone an opponent.
How about Chris Spieler?
I think I would have a lot of weight on him.
I know, that's what I mean. So like one guy, Chris Wheeler's this other CrossFitter, and he's probably older than Josh, and Josh is probably 18 pounds heavier than him. So it would just be like flipping the script a little bit.
Yeah, flip the switch. Yeah, right. I don't know if Chris would do it or not, but I would do it. I would fight just about anybody. Maybe we'll get Dave in there. Dave is actually around my weight, but he's a lot taller.
Dave actually called me right after the fight, and he said, "There's one thing I know for sure now. And then
I know where you're going.
He either said Josh would kill me or I would kill Josh. I'll tell you, he either said A or B.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess he went with the other one.
I don't think was the original. This guy Dave was the original guy that Josh wanted to fight. This guy Dave wouldn't fight him.
He wouldn't last. His stamina wouldn't last. All I'd have to do was literally get through the first round and he'd be dead. Hebner was dead. Hebner was tired as shit.
He was.
Oh my gosh, he was
two more
so
rounds,
tired.
Do you think you would have had him?
I think if we would have went, and I hate to speculate. I definitely felt like I had more gas in the tank, and he looked exhausted. I think he could have kept going, but man, he was tired.
Why don't you guys do it again with 12-ounce gloves?
Oh, dude, 12-ounce gloves.
8 rounds.
12-ounce gloves, man. I'm glad we went 16s. I'll tell you that. 16s.
What? Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad we did. I'm not gonna lie. My body felt like I got hit with a sock full of pennies for about 12 hours.
Mo, there's constant talk that it's hard finding fights for you, that no one wants to fight you.
I know. That's why I wanted to get in the UFC, so they forced the fight.
Yeah, right.
So,
I mean, once you get in there, people can't really run, right? People eventually just have to fight you. Is that gonna be hard? Is it a problem finding a fight for you for someone who's not in the UFC?
I'm not sure. I don't know who my manager been talking to or who turned us down, but since my last fight, I was gonna do the tough. So like the tough house, so that was full of people to fight. Contenders is you can almost find anybody to fight there because who would turn that down? You know what I mean? So I don't think Brandon Lewis would have took this fight if he didn't have to. You know what I mean? So like if I have to go to LFA or another promotion, if those guys don't have to take it, I'm not sure they would. Cause like I don't want to be cocky, but who I'm gonna fight? I'm gonna fight a wrestler. I'm gonna fight a boxer. The people who think they well-rounded don't want to take it. You know what I mean? The wrestlers won't take it. The strikers won't take it. I think that shows how good I am. You know what I mean? Because I don't fear none of those. And like Bisbee kept saying I'm a wrestler this and I'm a wrestler that, but like I don't think he understood what he was seeing. And he don't like wrestlers at all.
Yeah, they were on Brandon Lewis. I felt like they were on Bisbing was a little bit on Brandon Lewis's jock.
Yeah, he didn't even do nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I felt like he don't like wrestlers and he don't like that style. But
Laura Sanko was loving on you, and Bisbing even called her on it. She's like, "You're not really." Did you listen to the commentary yet of the fight?
Yeah.
Yeah. At one point, he's like, "Well, is this fight putting you on the edge of your seat?" Like trying to belittle the fight a little bit. And Laura Sanko's like, "Actually, Michael, I look at me right now. I am on the edge of my seat." And I was like, "Oh," yeah. And we couldn't see them, but I was like, "Yeah, get him, Laura." I like both of them, but I was like, "Get him, Laura."
Yeah, she was just calling the fight how it was. You know what I mean? Like Bisbing was trying to sway it a certain way, in my opinion. Like,
yeah. Do you know her?
No.
Oh, it was weird. She when she calls the fight, it's like pretty intimate. It's like she acts like she knows the fighters. It's cool. I mean, I like that. It makes you feel like you're closer to them.
She take her time to study.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Bisbee just seen I'm a wrestler. Like, so he don't understand how good I am. What I can do.
Did she fight in the UFC?
I don't think she fought in the UFC, but I just found out recently that she fought before.
Yeah, she was a fighter.
And everything, and she looked really good.
Yeah, on her Instagram, you see her fighting. I just wasn't sure if she fought professionally. Okay, and God knows Michael Bisping's paid his dues fucking 10 times
Look,
over.
look at his eyes.
Holy
Yeah,
crap.
yeah.
Holy crap. Hey, I think he's talking about getting in the ring with one of those Paul brothers.
Oh, jeez. I think everyone
I
wants to
hope
get
he does.
everyone wants to get paid.
I wonder if the commission, I think he was saying if the commission would let me fight. I don't think maybe they let a guy fight who has one eye.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that
I
people
hope
just
they
they see those paydays and they want it. I mean,
They
that's
should let
that's
a guy fight with
anybody who
one
wants
eye.
to talk shit on Jake Paul and Logan Paul. Like you guys can, anybody can talk shit on, dude. They're making money, and I mean, and it's an entertainment sport, and that's what they're doing. They're entertaining, man, and so good for them.
And they haven't gassed out really. That's the part that's most impressive to me. They just haven't gassed out.
Yeah, it was.
They've been a bigger fighter.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
true.
hard to get out against somebody little, smaller
Right.
than you.
Right.
And the fight with Vito, I don't know if you guys saw that, and Evander Holyfield. I didn't.
That was
that's
such a
one,
bummer.
That was one of the few fights I didn't pay for, but yeah, that kind of broke my heart to see the highlights of that. Evander did not look like he belonged in a ring.
I mean, Evander Holyfield was one of the greatest heavyweight champions of all time. Like literally, like probably top 5 or 6. And to see him go in there with a guy who was, Vitor Belfort just fought in the UFC like 3 years ago. You know, you're like, Evander Holyfield's in his late 50s. Man, it was just, it was a bummer to see. And boxing is one of those sports where it's just like, you can't, it's too dangerous to do something like that at that age, man. It's not,
And he was a replacement.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. It was like, he was just like, it was a last minute fill in.
Who was he going to fight? It was the guy, the man.
De La Hoya, Oscar De La
Yeah.
Hoya. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
De La Hoya's a mess. I don't want to
He
hate
is.
on the guy. I don't want to hate the guy, but between the
He
cross
is
dressing and the
better shape
cocaine,
than-
and he's wrecked. He needs rehab, not a fight.
Yeah. I'm excited about that Caleb Plant Canelo fight. I think Canelo's going to crush it, but I'm really excited about it. So,
Yeah, I hope the plan can make it a fight.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I hope so too. But I think it's going to, Canelo's just insane. He's so insane.
Caleb seems confident, but you're right. It's
I mean, every guy that goes into those ring has to be. You have to be like, you kind of start to understand. I guess I started to understand it a little bit more, right? Why you have to have that like over the top arrogance, because it's a fucking fight. You're going in the ring to knock each other's heads off, and if you don't have the confidence, you're going to get knocked out 100%. Like if you don't think you're going to win, you're not going to in that scenario. It's crazy. So I get it now. I get it now, and I do hope that Caleb Plant can make it a fight. But I'm excited. I'm excited to watch it.
Mo, what are the other avenues? Like what if Bellator contacts you?
All money is green.
Right.
Right.
To whoever, if they believe in me, it's whatever. I think we still trying to. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that situation. I'm open to whatever. I'll say that.
It's not bittersweet. I don't want to like I don't really know about Bellator because for no other reason that I just don't have the time. Like just keeping up with the UFC is like it's 5 hours a week.
Bellator got top fighters, especially in my division. Like my division in Bellator is probably the best division. You know what I mean? So I think my division in both organizations are the best division. So they might, I don't know what they're thinking. They might think, oh, we got enough, but I'm the best. You know what I mean? Like, y'all just got to, like, put somebody in front of me who think they can win. You know what I mean? I just won 12 straight, never lost a round. You know what I mean? One on each level. You know what I mean? So, like, if y'all think I'm just a wrestler, show me I'm just a wrestler. You know what I mean? If you don't think I got hands, all I'm asking them is to show me. You know what I mean? Like, don't say I'm not ready.
And
put somebody in there because if Brandon Lewis would have beat me, he would have been in the UFC.
Wow. Holy shit. You're right. Holy shit. Oh, now hey, I go. Yeah, you should feel like you lost. You should be angry. I was like, you shouldn't feel like you lost. Yeah, when you got that story in your head, yeah, that's the truth. You should be pissed. Not pissed at anyone, but like just pissed. It's time to get back.
He could have beat me by a split decision.
Yep. And he would have
And
made,
it would have been like, he in there. And them is facts. You know what I mean? So, like, my grading scale, I'm getting graded different than everybody else. You know what I mean? I was the biggest favorite ever in Contender series history. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know how that happened. You know what I mean? So, like, and I'm facing an undefeated dude. Like, so they expected me to, like, power drive this dude through the mat. You know what I mean?
Like, right.
They're expecting a fucking Stone Cold Stunner or something, you know?
Yeah, so I'm not sure what they was expecting, but like I feel like my grading scale was different than everybody else. Like y'all gave me an A. I had to have an A plus plus. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
When I watch these dudes get C minuses, you know, one of the dudes to get a contract, he didn't take notes on. You know what I mean? So like, what do I got to be undefeated at every level, blank every opponent? You know what I mean? Not get punched, not get kicked, not get taken down, not lose around. You know what I mean? And slam them and knock them out.
And your manager, Jason House, a lot of people claim that he, I want to hear people talk about him, claim that he has more fighters than any other manager in all of MMA. And that being said, in 2 interviews that I've watched of his, when someone asks him who's the most promising person you have on your roster, I'm paraphrasing, but he always says your name. He doesn't say anyone else's name. He goes, "Oh, I got this kid Mo Miller." And it's like,
Jason,
so he believes, so your dude believes in you.
Jason only been with me for a year. So the fights he seen he didn't even see all my fights. You know what I mean? A lot of my fights not on YouTube. So I love Jason, but he don't even know how good I am. You know what I mean? So like, and it's my fault that I didn't get to fully show it for whatever reason. You know what I mean? I still went out there and had a dominating performance, but the only way I'm mad at myself is because I know how good I am. You know what I mean? So them telling me I'm not ready, like, that make me want to fight again soon. You know what I mean? Because I know how good I am. You know what I mean?
What did your mom and dad say to you?
They proud of me. You know what I mean? Like, as long as I ain't lose, you know what I mean? I didn't get hurt. I didn't lose. They wanted the contract, obviously, but dude, they was smiling right when Dana said no. You know what I mean? So, like, as long as they happy about it, like, I don't really care what nobody else say, because nobody can change how I feel about myself with fighting, because I didn't lose and I didn't come close to lose.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, there's nothing.
I still think I'm a bet.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing that you can do, right? That's someone's opinion that they decided you weren't ready. That's all it was.
Yeah.
There's a guy in the comments named I don't know what his name is. Will something. I'd let Josh hit me in the face for a good dude snap chilled Samson coffee. Mo, Josh sells this coffee. It's called Good Dudes, and I drink a lot of it. It's really good coffee. It's called Good Dudes.
Really?
But this guy's claiming that.
I'll send you some. Yeah, get your address after this. I'll send you some.
That's funny that he'll let you punch him in the face. I loved watching the fight event this weekend for Josh and Jacob. Thanks, Josh, for the effort and entertainment. Reese Carter. Sorry, this may have been asked, but at the end of Josh's fight, he said he did not get to do all he wanted to do. I was wondering what part of the plan was not accomplished.
I don't remember saying that, but
yeah, Jeff.
You know, there was definitely some moments where I wish I would have thrown more combos. I felt like I was throwing 1 punches instead of combos, and like at least 2 to 3 punches at a time. I should have pushed when I felt him being tired. I felt him tired and I knew it. And in my head, I'm like, go, go, go. And I just, for some reason, I didn't go when I needed to go at certain spots. I was staying at his, like I said, I was staying at his end range, which was terrible. It's like one of the first things I learned in sparring. Getting punched in the face over and over again at someone's end range is not good. and I've done it plenty of times. So, yeah, I learned a lot. I learned a lot from this fight. And, first real fight, with lots of people watching. It wasn't like my first real fight was some amateur fight in a basement in somewhere or whatever. Like, a lot of people got to see it. So they got to see, like, hey, this guy has a very small amount of training and no experience fighting live. And these were the results. And so I can't really complain. Like I said, I'm not upset with myself. Yes, could I have done some things differently and been better? Yes, of course I could have. But overall, man, the experience was something I'm never gonna forget.
Someone said Mo Viller versus Ricky Garrard. I'd watch that.
Hell yeah.
Ricky Garrard's this guy. He was took second place at the CrossFit Games a couple of years ago.
Third.
And then he popped for steroids.
Yeah.
And so and he's a big dude too. He's probably like
small.
He's probably like 185. But
Yeah.
Ryan, can we see a picture of Ricky? But the thing is like he's polarizing. Half of us, like I love the guy, but half the community loves him, another half hates him. That people and I understand why people hate him because he fucking popped for steroids. He cheated. But I just like him. But that's funny that people want to see you beat up poor Ricky. Mo's like, I'll fight him. Get the pay-per-view going. What?
Jack, you did do good though. Like, so don't think I watched the fight and you did very well for like your first time.
Well,
like you was throwing a lot of combos, like you was countering, like you did do better than most people.
I appreciate
so
it.
you should keep your head up. Like if you trained again for another fight, I think you'll fix all those mistakes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think you got a lot of experience if you wanted to do that. You know what I mean? I don't think you're far off from being the fighter you think you could be.
I appreciate
that
it. Yeah.
Makes sense.
No, I appreciate those comments. Yeah, like you definitely. I wanted to go out there and I didn't want to look like an asshole. You know, I didn't want to look like some guy who didn't train, and so I put a lot of effort into it. I put a lot of work. It was all I focused on. I cut back on lifting weights, which was really hard to do. And yeah, I appreciate those words, man, coming from a real fighter. You know, because easily could have gone the other way where I looked stupid and made a mockery of it. But I tried to go in there and I tried to learn the actual art of boxing and not just like I didn't want to just go in and look like a fight it's just a street fight with gloves on.
No, you definitely was way better than like Ben Askren. Somebody for real, somebody who come from like a mixed mark. He was a world champion.
Right?
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like couldn't take the time to learn what you did.
What could
you know what I mean?
What could you have done better, Mo? What could you have done?
Just finish him.
Just finish him.
Yeah, I think I could have did the turn. I think I was landing a lot on my feet, and when I was on my feet, and then as he got close to the cage, I took him down. It's because it was like too easy. You know what I mean? Like I felt like because I'm really good at my combos punching. You know what I mean? And people don't think that because I'm a wrestler, especially when they get on a cage. Like when we're not allowed to take down in practice, like I can land a lot of combos. You know what I mean? But like in the fight, I was just like once I punched my way in, the takedown was just like there. You know what I mean?
You just couldn't
so, like,
resist. You're like, this is too easy.
Yeah, I couldn't stop myself from like getting it. You know what I mean? Like
it's like putting a T-bone on the ground and not expecting a dog not to go eat it.
Right.
Yeah, like it was too easy. Like I fought wrestlers before and I wasn't even thinking about the takedown. You know what I mean? So it is based on like who you fight. That's why I want to face a wrestler. You know what I mean? Or somebody who they think can like stop a takedown because like I don't know, my body is just wired to like win. So I think
I never heard that line before.
I love it, man.
So
That's
I
awesome.
like think of like and I took hella losses. I ain't saying I'm the world's best, but like I know I got a high IQ in fighting. You know what I mean? So I know when to do certain things. So like I think especially a performance show like that, I could have kept it on the feet because I had him hurt and then I'll shoot the takedown. You know what I mean? So like I definitely got the skills to finish it. I just didn't. So I think I'm being more so I guess I don't want to say believing in my hands because I do believe in them, but like I don't know. I just got to get better at that part. However, I can explain that. It's like not going right away to the wrestling when I don't have to. Even though it's MMA and I should be able to do what I want to do. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
No
like,
shit. Win the fight, right? Like win the fight. That's your job.
Yeah. All I need him is to put me to somebody who is well rounded. You know what I mean? Or take wrestling serious and don't and not just going to give up a takedown. You know what I mean? Like, because it's too easy that way. You know what I mean? Like, if you make me stand up and show me that they can't do, like, I always can dictate where the fight takes place.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
hear you're saying, yeah.
But I don't want to get away from that to please other people. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, that's tough, right?
Like,
It'd be like if someone held their head out there for you to knock it off and not taking it, right? If you were a boxer, it's like you're a wrestler. And so if you see the shot, the easy opening shot where you're going to take this guy down and you're going to score points, why wouldn't you do it? It doesn't make any sense, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
they like making it too easy. Like Brandon Lewis made it too easy. Brandon Lewis, when he started his combos, he would just charge in. You know what I mean? All I had to do was level things.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even offensively shoot. I don't even think that fight. Maybe
yeah, you just changed levels and there it was.
Yeah, he just don't have the IQ.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's not how you fight wrestlers. You don't just rush forward because the takedown is too easy. So if he wanted to stay on his feet, he got to be more patient. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mo, is the UFC door to door for the Contender Series? Meaning, do they pick you up at your house, take you to the airport, you fight, then you get back on the plane, there's a car waiting for you, and they drive you back and like with a spatula set you back in your house? Like, no.
Hell no.
No, it's not like that. That's how I kind of picture it. Like you just stand on your porch and a driver comes and gets you and takes you. No, you got to get yourself to the airport.
Yeah, maybe when you actually get the contract.
Right.
I don't know how
Okay.
to yeah, I drove myself to the airport. They did pick me up from the Vegas airport, shuffled me to the hotel, shuffled me to grocery store.
How about all the food there? Do they pay for all the food and all that while you're there?
What food?
Right. Okay.
They had some weigh-in bags. Like,
how about when you check into the hotel? Do you have to give them your credit card, like to cover room service, or do they cover all that?
Oh no, they did give me a little stipend.
They
for
do.
Food to the like grocery stores and yeah, so they did do that. So I got to pick what I wanted, and that's why I was so mad about my rehydration, is because I did the shit and and I still like felt like that, and I knew I was a little lazy on it. I wouldn't even say lazy. I just wasn't mindful of it.
Do you think it had something to do with maybe nerves because of the how big the you know what you're about to do? That like I know that like that could definitely set me back, right? Where like I'm thinking, I'm nervous, I'm anxious, so I'm not getting as much hydration as I should, or however you think you should have done. But you think that played a role?
Yeah, and I did, and I was trying to like control them. You know what I mean? So like, I would just lay down and stay off social media, watch working comedies, and you know what I mean. So like, and more so resting and staying off my feet. So I would like snack on shit. Like I was never like getting full, and that's why I'm so mad, because the other processes I've been doing, it was a schedule.
Yeah.
So when I eat, when I drink, you know what I mean? And that's the biggest I've been feeling, you know what I mean? So like, that's why I'm mad, is because.
Yeah. The overstimulation.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah. But when I walked out,
good.
When I walked out, like no nerves, you know what I mean? That's why I'm mad, because like in the cage, I could see everything. I was calm. I wasn't tired. You know what I mean? I was just low energy. So I knew I had to like manage it in that type of fight. You know what I mean? But which also could cost me the contract, you know what I mean? And not finishing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I wasn't about to lose.
Yeah.
That's one
no,
thing.
Yeah. I think in those scenarios, I feel like in the big events, and obviously I've only done this one boxing, but like in my CrossFit career and everything, in those big events, right? There's so much overstimulation, and you were there for how many days in advance? Like 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're just overstimulated because there's like so many people in your face and so many people wanting to talk to you. You're just like you're. It feels like you have an electric wire running through your body that you can't turn off. So.
Yeah, that's exactly kind of what it was. But I felt it before, and I tried to like deal with it, and I think I did a good job of dealing with it. It just well, I was dealing with it, but I wasn't eating.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so like I never was full, and that's why I'm disappointed in myself because like how you cut all that weight and don't get back normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause that's all I had to do, in my opinion, to get the finish, to feel confident and going for that finish. You know what I mean? And that it's just the confidence of going for the finish. Like, well, shit, if I miss it, and I know you can't really think like that in fighting, but shit, I had to do what I had to do based off of how I was feeling.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at myself because I know how good I am. You know what I mean? And I think that showed how good I was.
Yeah, the same thing for me when it came to the boxing. What you just said was like no nerves, no nothing. I was like I had nerves all morning, and the night before or whatever. But the moment I started to walk out, the walkout song came on. I had zero nerves. I had zero nerves in the ring. I had zero nerves like the whole time. It felt
Wow.
it felt really good. I was actually I kind of thought that's how it would go because that's how my wrestling matches all used to go. Was I'd have nerves all the way up until I walked out on the mat, and the moment I walked on the mat, I was completely fine. And that's exactly what
You just
happened.
knew
Like,
what you've been training
yeah,
at
exactly.
that
I was
point.
like, at that point, I'm like, what do I have to be nervous about? I'm in here now. Here we go. Let's fucking get after it. And yeah, I was actually excited about that, and I felt really relaxed that first round, and I didn't feel like I got like. People kept saying, "Oh, the first round's gonna feel like 7 rounds," and then it didn't. It felt like 1 round, and I felt good afterwards. So I was actually stoked about that.
Josh, have you ever taken your kids to a jiu-jitsu tournament that they've had to compete in, or boxing, or anything like that?
Wrestling, they've wrestled.
Wrestling.
Yeah.
And do you remember your kid's first wrestling tournament?
Yes, very much so.
And did you have nerves?
Oh, very much so. Yeah, my nerves.
Oh,
My nerves for my kids when they were wrestling were worse than mine.
Because I just took my kid, my 6-year-old, to his first. Now he's been to 2 tournaments, but his first tournament I took him to, I had no idea. I mean, I don't deserve to be on a show with you two, but because I'm just taking a 6-year-old to a match. But I seriously, there was a chance I could have shit my pants. Like as my 6-year-old walked out onto the floor, thousands of people there in Stockton, California, my stomach's like doing flip flops, and I'm like, I'm either gonna throw up or I'm gonna shart my pants. Like something's not like this. And I had no idea that was gonna happen. I was totally calm until I started seeing him walk out onto the floor.
Oh,
and I was like,
watching someone I think is worse than actually doing it. Like for me, when I watch my boys wrestle, my nerves are like I'm so on edge. Like I will snap on you like in a second. You know, like for me. Like,
yeah.
So,
and I don't even know why. I didn't even expect it. It just came out of nowhere.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
You're invested, right? You're invested in your kids, and you want your kids to do great. And it's not even about. It's not like you want them to do great. You want them to do great for them. You
Right.
know? And
Right.
so it's like you're just like you know, and you want to be able to like tell them what to do, but that you have to let them figure it out on themselves, like figure out how to fix situations and adapt and overcome. It's
And
so
he lost
crazy.
his first 2 matches, and I was so happy. Like I don't think it would have mattered if he'd have won or lost. I was so happy he did it. And then the
Yeah.
next tournament, he just kicked some ass.
Exactly.
But I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, you did it. Just check the box. Like, God damn it. Let's go.
Yeah,
You
he knocked
know,
it out.
like-
Exactly. He knocked it out. He went out on the floor. Most kids don't have the guts to do it.
Oh
You know,
yeah. He
and your-
said,
and
he
your
told
son-
me, 20 times he's not doing it. And I just
Yeah.
kept going, yeah, you don't got to do it. As we just keep walking towards the mat, you know,
So
like,
my-
I'm like, yeah,
my-
you don't got it.
My youngest son wouldn't go out on the mat his first match, and I actually wasn't there for his very first match. I was out of town for work, but my buddy Dom, who's like his coach, he walked him out on the floor. He was bawling, screaming, crying, and the ref's like, "Hey man, we got to get this going. We might have to just push this match to the next one." And he's 5 at the time, right, or 4. He actually might have even been 4. And he goes, and my Dom looked at the referee, goes, "Hey, just blow the whistle and he'll start wrestling." And the ref's like, "What?" He's like, "Just blow the whistle and he'll start wrestling." Dom is still holding his hand at the point. The ref blows the whistle to start the match. Immediately he just turns and goes into his wrestling stance and like crushes it and crushes the kid. Like it was insane. It's insane. So yeah, and then after that he was fine.
Hello, how can I help you? Hello?
Uh-oh. I'm gonna guess it's Castro.
No, it's a telemarketer. Hello?
What?
Hey. This is a live podcast. You two gonna say something or not?
Beat it, nerd.
They hung up, jackasses. He was nervous because he's on the podcast with
He
Mo
knew. He
Miller.
knew. Yeah, he knew. What was going
Mo,
on.
do you remember your first wrestling match, or what was the first like combat thing you did? Was it wrestling?
I feel like I did wrestling before Taekwondo. I kind of started them at the same time. But yeah, I was excited. Like, I used to love wrestling when I was a kid. Like, and I always wanted to. My older brother wrestled in like middle school, so I was in like youth. So like just watching him, I always wanted to like get out there. So yeah, I just remember being excited. When I lost, I would cry all the time.
Little League
I
Wrestling.
remember.
It's the easiest thing to know who's winning and it's the easiest thing to know who's winning and losing in Little League Wrestling or youth wrestling because the winner isn't crying and the loser is crying. That's every mat. That's how it is.
My kids haven't cried yet when they lose, but their face contorts in the craziest contortions. It's like I don't even recognize them.
Yeah.
They're just like, yeah, it's bad.
Losing at that young is hard.
It's tough, man. It's tough, and especially in a sport where it's like you're putting your hands on someone else.
Yeah.
You know,
my 4-year-old, they just did their first tournament, and he won his first match, and then his second match he went out there, and he was just one step behind the kid the whole time, and so he comes off, and we're walking to the car, and I go, hey man, I go, that kid was just older than you. I go, that kid was just older and bigger than you, like trying to make excuses for my son, and he looks at me, he's 4, and he goes, no. And I go, what do you mean no? He goes, that boy was faster than me. I was like, oh, damn. And that was the truth. That other kid was just too fast. I was like, well, good on him. At 4,
look at that. Calling his dad out for trying to make him a victim, man. Look at that.
I was trying to pussify him. Yep.
Yeah.
Learned my lesson.
So which one was it, Joseph or?
Joseph.
Yeah.
Joseph.
Good dude.
I have Mo Miller in my Google alerts, and I have Josh Bridges in my friend's super speed dial on my phone. I will keep all of you guys up to speed on what they're doing. The second we know Mo's having another fight, we will beg and text and bug him to try to drag him back on here. Thank you guys for coming on the show today. Ryan, thanks for showing us the clips. And we shall talk soon, guys. Thanks, Mo. Good job. Congratulations. Josh, congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Thanks.
Pick on someone your own size next time, Josh.
I know, right? Picking on these heavyweights.